Tonight on this special episode of In the Courts, Maryland voters passed recreational marijuana by a 2-to-1 margin. What does that mean for those convicted of pot possession there? D.C. said it's cracking down on gifting shops. Well, what exactly are they looking for? And pot has been legal in Virginia for nearly a year and a half. Is the timeline for sales still a go, or will there be changes to the laws before 2024? It all starts right now. Thank you for joining us. I'm Katie Barlow. Marijuana is, or soon will be, legal recreationally across the DMV. On Election Day, Maryland voters said yes to legalizing it there. And now that it is passed, the law actually amends the Maryland Constitution, adding Article 20. It allows Marylanders to possess up to 1.5 ounces of marijuana beginning July 1, 2023. It'll also direct state legislators to pass necessary laws governing the use, distribution, possession, regulation, and money taxation of cannabis. Legalization will also have an impact in the courts. Anyone with a prior conviction of possession that would be legal under the new law will have their conviction expunged automatically. And anyone serving time right now for possession will be able to apply for resentencing. Now, all of that process is going to take time. The state legislature is going to have to work it out. But experts say that's good news, especially for African Americans who have been arrested and convicted of possession in greater numbers than other races, even though Black and white Americans use marijuana at similar rates.
This has torn families apart in Maryland. Not only do they have that possession charge, it prevents them from getting housing, it prevents them from getting jobs. And so, this can rectify, a lot of communities in Maryland where these laws, have torn people and prevented, real opportunity for them. This can create real access to opportunity for them, access to participate on the industry side of this even. Will certainly, help get those people, back in society, back where they need to be, back with the same opportunity that we all enjoy.
And even though recreational marijuana passed easily in Maryland, there are plenty of critics out there who say it's not a good idea. We told you about Dr. Christine Miller, a neuroscientist and Towson resident. She says there's not enough focus on mental health and the effects it has on marijuana use. Although the law legalizes possession for adults over the age of 21, the Centers for Disease Control cites numerous negative effects on teens from marijuana use, including problems with memory and learning and an increased risk of mental health issues. Now, for adults, the CDC says marijuana use, especially frequently, which is daily or nearly daily and in high doses, can cause disorientation and sometimes unpleasant thoughts or feelings of anxiety or paranoia. And here locally, those who campaigned against legalization say it's not necessarily the passage of marijuana that's the problem. It's the way places like D.C. have gone about doing so. So here's Will Jones from Smart Approaches to Marijuana.
I also see the impact that not just illegal drugs, but that our legal drugs have on people and on society and the public health costs that has. And so when I heard regulate marijuana like alcohol in D.C. and other states looking into that, I was actually somewhat concerned because what we've done with alcohol, I don't think is the greatest.
Now, local politicians in Maryland came out on both sides of the issue. Republican candidate for Maryland Governor Dan Cox said he was against it. Outgoing Governor Larry Hogan didn't comment on it and hasn't so far. But Wes Moore, who will be Maryland's next governor, he did. He said, in part, if voters adopt this measure, I'll work to ensure equity within the cannabis industry and to rectify the injustices done to those harmed by the war on drugs and mass incarceration. We've also reached out to incoming Maryland Attorney General Anthony Brown. His office released this statement. Attorney General-elect Brown and his transition steering committee are currently reviewing the policies and actions the Office of the Attorney General will need to take in preparation for the legalization of recreational cannabis in Maryland. And he will continue to advocate for the equitable and just implementation of this new policy. This year, recreational marijuana legalization was on the ballot in 5 states. In addition to Maryland, Arkansas, Missouri, North Dakota, and South Dakota. They have similar questions on their November ballots. And of those 5, Maryland and Missouri passed legalization. Arkansas and both Dakotas, they voted against it. And it was only a decade ago when recreational marijuana wasn't legalized anywhere. Today, you can legally light up in 19 states, soon to be 21, and 38 states have legalized medical use in some way. Now, what about the rest of our region? The District of Columbia legalized possession recreationally all the way back in 2015. In the district, it's legal for a person who's at least 21 years old to possess 2 ounces or less of marijuana, transfer 1 ounce or less of marijuana to another person who's at least 21 years old, so long as there is no payment made or any other type of exchange of goods or services. So you can also cultivate within your residence up to 6 marijuana plants, no more than 3 of which are mature, possess marijuana and marijuana-related drug paraphernalia, such as bongs, cigarettes, rolling papers, cigar wrappers, all that's associated with 1 ounce or less, which is the cap there. But the laws in D.C., it can be a bit confusing. It's illegal to sell recreational weed, but like I mentioned, you can transfer it to someone else. So that has led to the so-called gifting businesses in the district. Again, meaning no money can change hands. For example, you could buy a piece of digital art and then you could get your pot as a thank you gift for your purchase. In September, D.C. announced a joint cannabis task force who was supposed to start cracking down on these gifting businesses by running inspections for compliance with all kinds of D.C. regulations on food and safety, the fire code, registration with the tax office. And we've reached out to Mayor Muriel Bowser's office to see where that stands. We haven't yet heard back. Let's move on across the river to Virginia, where the Commonwealth legalized possession of 1 ounce last year. There, adults aged 21 years and above are allowed to possess not more than 1 ounce, grow 4 marijuana plants or less in a household. Those marijuana plants can't be visible to the public. You can share or transfer up to 1 ounce of marijuana, but not more, with other adults aged 21 with no money changing hands. And specifically, as of July 1st, 2021, there are effectively no laws that outright criminalize the possession of marijuana at the state level, provided there's no obvious intent to sell or you're not possessing it somewhere you shouldn't be, like on school property. And earlier this year, the Youngkin administration made efforts to recriminalize possession of smaller amounts of pot. His proposed amendment would have made possession of 2 ounces a misdemeanor, punishable by 6 months in jail or up to a $1,000 fine. Now, higher penalties if you got caught with more. But that proposal got some pushback in the state Senate. Governor Youngkin's amendment failed when the Senate didn't advance the bill. We've reached out to his office and the state assembly to see what their plans are as far as potentially changing the laws on the books going forward. We haven't yet heard back.